say
Marcio.
Marcio, good.
Yes.
Marcio, thanks for joining RCR Wireless at 2013 Future Common Brazil. We appreciate your time. Tell us about EMC's service provider offering.
Hi, Jeff. Thank you for the opportunity. Service provider program has about 24 services in the cloud provided and powered by EMC. I can mention to you that nowadays we categorize infrastructure as a service, software as a service, as well as platform as a service as the three major categories of cloud services. But as the most attractive, or the ones that are gaining a lot of traction among our service providers, are the one related to infrastructure as a service. So we have compute as a service, testing environments as a service, as well as virtual machines, backup as a service, and all the things or services related to the infrastructure powered by EMC, as well as the innovative Sync Implicit, which is more than a regular backup as the services, which is powers collaboration in the clouds and synchronization of a premium and relevant content for the corporations. And we can also mention the software as a service is running over EMC infrastructure, like for instance SAP or ERPs as a services for mission critical core business. As an equal also importance, we also see the security as a service. So in terms of security as a service, EMC is in the upper level of security as a services, and therefore we offer security analytics, which is higher level and more comprehensive capability in terms of analysis of threats in the clouds. So we correlate social networks as well as network information to provide actionable actions to prevent any attack or threat in the operations, in the business operations. We also have a governance, risk and compliance as a service, which has gained a lot of traction. So companies nowadays are looking for dashboards to implement their governance, risk and compliance parameters, but they don't want to have it on premise. And GRC as a service also gained a lot of traction lately in our service providers as a service.
How many service provider partners do you have today, and what sort of value-added services do you provide them to enable them to go out and talk to their enterprise customers?
We got about 80 service providers globally, divided in three different tiers: silver, gold, and platinum. And we have recruited not a number of service providers, but the best. We have niche players, like for instance in our set of service providers, and as part of our enablement activities, we extend our sales capabilities to those service providers in order to help them to develop new business and opportunities. We compensate our sales teams that facilitate this kind of connection between the service providers and the actual opportunities. We also provide training, certification. We also make a joint business planning with them. And we provide marketing development funds like cloud camps, like cloud branches, etc., and all the marketing activities that generate leads for them.
So can you be specific about which mobile or communication service providers or mobile operators have embraced this partnership?
Nowadays the mobility is extremely important, and most of the customers got their capabilities extended by the mobility of their business. It's part of the business transformation. So the cloud brings all this flexibility to have the solutions in the clouds managed by a very well-managed policy to access mobile devices, mobile applications. So the cloud computing brings a lot of capability for those companies, like insurance companies, like credit cards, hospitals, etc. And I think that those service providers are very excited about having these capabilities without having all the investment necessary and paying it as a service.
Can you maybe talk about EMC's strategy of selling into a carrier like a Telefonica versus selling out by way of a carrier?
Well, the sell-in and sell-out are two different things. The sell-in, just to exemplify, is when EMC sells our products to a given service provider, as you mentioned, and this service provider will transform this product into a service with SLAs and all the relevant variables that make it characterized as a service. And then the sell-outs is the generation of demand by a given end user, like a hospital, like a banking, credit card company. And so our teams work side by side with the service providers to generate those sell-outs opportunities, which means that in many cases we have no dedicated environment for cloud computing offers in a multi-tenant environment. So the sell-out will be sold to several customers, several end users. So the sell-out process works like this, and we have all the Salesforce.com controls and opportunity creation to track down those and make sure we are helping our service providers to make it come true. We also have sell-outs that are for dedicated environments, and in this case it's a little bit different, but it works the same way.
So in your opinion, what would be the primary reason a end user would go to a service provider like a Telefonica or Claro or whomever and buy infrastructure as a service or software as a service?
Well, nowadays the companies are in a real business transformation. There's no way to keep stand and make things working as they are nowadays, with a silo infrastructure, isolated, lack of flexibility, lack of automation. They want to move forward to the next step, which is the journey to the cloud. And many are going to move towards the hybrid clouds. So the major motivation is agility. It's flexibility and automation in their business process to utilize those IT resources to transform their business.
Marcio, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate RCR here. Thank you. Was it good?
It was good.